So what's the biggest difference between a 1031 exchange and a deferred sales trust? Well, I want to give you an analogy, okay? I want you to imagine you're at Blockbuster, and this was maybe 10 years ago when those were still around, and you walk in on a Friday night and you're excited to rent that movie. And at the end of the aisle, you can see the movie behind that cardboard box. Can you picture yourself there? You're about to get it and you're excited. But just before you grab that movie, someone who's 2 steps ahead of you grabs that movie, smiles at you, and you smile and you tip your hat to them because, hey, they got there before you, right? But you're frustrated because you thought, why can't I just rent that movie? I wish there was an unlimited amount of movies. Well, a thing came around called Netflix, and when Netflix came around, obviously it changed the way we consume movies, and media for that matter. And it has no timing restrictions, right? It has much more flexibility. Back to Blockbuster, you generally have to return something within 3 days. Right? With Netflix, there's no return policy. There's some ongoing fees. Well, that is the analogy between the 1031 exchange and the deferred sales trust. You see, the 1031 exchange oftentimes creates a situation where we're selling high and buying higher 180 days later. And what our parents teach us to do? Well, just the opposite. They taught us to sell high and buy low when it made sense on the deal, not because of the tax. And so too often my clients in the past, before they knew about the deferred sales trust, felt trapped by the 1031 exchange timelines, the Blockbuster way of doing things. So enter the deferred sales trust. We can now sell high and buy low whenever we want. So let me give you an example of that. Okay, we have a recent deal that just closed in Alabama. It's for a client who was selling a $2.6 million business. He had a couple partners, he's ready to get out, and they wanted to buy him out, so he's ready to make a deal. The challenge was his basis was zero and he had a $600,000 gain. So instead of just paying all of that tax, he was able to defer that using the deferred sales trust. But the next best party was able to purchase some land as well as develop multifamily units in Tennessee, all tax deferred using this trust. And when I first learned about this strategy back in the crash of 2008, it became very apparent to me that the Blockbuster way of doing things was no longer going to work for a lot of my clients. You see, they had worked blood, sweat, and tears for 5, 10, 20 years just to see a lot of their wealth diminish quickly overnight, really over the next number of years, as they fought the banks and had too much debt, not enough liquidity, not enough diversification. And so the deferred sales trust, we believe, is the best way to exit highly appreciated assets today because it gives you those core foundational ways of building wealth, which is diversification, which is liquidity, which is cash flow, as well as which is timing and flexibility to invest back into real estate or business whenever you like, all tax deferred. So we want to teach you more about this. In fact, you can go to our YouTube channel. You can learn more about this. We have lots of free content there. You can download our free ebook, and you can schedule a one-on-one consultation with me to see if the deferred sales trust is a good fit for you versus the 1031 exchange. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.